Welcome to the Red Couch Review. We have just seen Bong Joon-ho directed Ep.7.
It was 2 hours and 17 minutes, which I think was intentional.
So
like 2 17s, you know what I mean?
I'm Olive.
I'm John.
I'm Eric. I'm Levi.
So Ep.7 is directed by Bong Joon-ho. It has Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, Mark Ruffalo, and
Toni Collette.
Toni Collette.
Yes.
Love Toni
What's
Collette.
your-
Personally,
She's terrific.
yeah, love her.
What's your first thought?
Fun. That's it. That's like a one-word thing. I would say fun. You know, it's a sci-fi that like you don't get to see enough sci-fis that are like not a Marvel movie or Star Wars at this point. So it's nice to have another kind of fun concept.
So it's an original concept. It's not based on an IP, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
You do find like old elements from other Bong's movies, like Snowpiercer. What's the one with the big monster? Yeah,
Okja. I think it won me and lost me and then won me again.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
The House and Parasite.
Yeah.
Right.
This is total spoiler, by the way.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna put heavy spoiler.
Let's talk about it.
I think what I like about like overall is that it goes back. It goes back to the roots of sci-fi, which are very existential and like thoughtful about like existence and like who's real and who's not. It's very metaphysical. Yeah.
And how humans would deal with power and like class struggles.
Exactly.
But I do feel like I wanted them to go a little deeper. Like, it kind of felt like they kind of left that theme and they went into the cute monster territory.
Oh.
Yes. You know what? I would agree with
That would be my overall takeaway.
It started really strong. I was like, this is a super sad movie. In the first 15 minutes, I was like, this is existentially really tragic. And like really...
And then he was like, I need to make playoffs.
I do like that humans became the aliens on the planet.
That's true. Right.
And so we have a thing from their point of view, like, what's going
But
on?
then no one wants to think that way. Like, they're still like, we are on an alien planet.
I mean, that's
These
very
aliens are
very Avatar, right? I mean, it's like Avatar, right?
The crazy religious cult that wants to kill them all.
Yeah.
They all wear red hats.
I will say, I think that was my first time like really watching a Robert Pattinson performance and really like, I liked it a lot. Like I've seen Twilight and stuff, but...
Never saw The Lighthouse?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's now an actor that I want to check out more of.
Yeah, he's very adventurous.
17 and 18 are totally different.
He plays two Mickeys. As you know, if you're watching this and it was...
Some critic I listened to had said that Tim Champ is on a Leonardo DiCaprio trajectory and Robert Pattinson is on a Johnny Depp trajectory.
Interesting.
And I like that idea because it's almost like Robert Pattinson is running from his handsomeness by being the weirdest, most off-putting characters you can be. Whereas Tim Champ's like, I'm just gonna do the traditional stuff.
Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, I just call him Tim Champ.
Yeah.
When I see him, when he calls me, I'm like, hey, Tim Champ.
Robert Pattinson looks like he was drawn by Mike Mignola, who does the Hellboy comics.
Oh my god!
He does have like very strong features. You have to see The Lighthouse, man. He's really good.
Yeah, I started it once and fell asleep.
Yeah.
So
That's
shut up.
I think Mickey 17 does remind me of Edward Scissorhands at some point. I thought about that.
The character?
Yeah, like how the almost like childish-like, and the voice is higher, and
I think it's really messy. That's my problem.
You mean like story,
Yeah.
but not just come on.
There's too much going
Robert
on.
Pattinson.
There's so many things that don't really come
The
together
scene when he had
in
dinner,
a poetic way. They just kind of...
the dinner scene is too chaotic.
Yeah.
I kept on like looking over, I was like, did they not edit things out?
Right.
It's like, what is happening?
I do feel like they didn't need to wrap up the like whole thing with the little shark. I feel like they could have just been like,
You could have just let that hang.
Yeah.
Let it
Why
hang.
wasn't the loan shark going after Mickey too?
Right, exactly.
There's
You
some
just
holes.
pull one of them, and that's it.
I also feel like I don't think the whole human race would decide to destroy that machine. I think that's very utopian and kind of naive to think that they'd be like, we're destroying this technology. It's like, there's no way.
It has a logic of cartoon, like animation.
What do you guys think about the recurring theme of sauces?
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, like if you think of Okja...
I thought the movie was really fun.
Red Coat review.
I don't disagree with you. It was fun. But like as a follow-up to Parasite, it is like two and a half steps back.
The sauces feel like it was like another like kind of Korean version of like what a white lady, right? Just obsessed with like, you know, making cuisines in her, you know, like the trad wife.
Yeah.
Just like making
Yeah.
Well, it's basically saying like, oh, you know, there's these aliens. They can make a great sauce.
Yeah.
It's like a joke. It's a satire.
Yeah.
Of like how we just kill everything and make sauces out.
Right.
Yeah,
Very
it's
like British Bake Off.
Maybe a good concept, but the execution is like not deep enough. It's kind of a metaphoric, but not really good. What were you gonna? Yeah, you asked this question.
No, I just wanted to hear what you guys were going to say, honestly.
What do you think of the sauces?
Did you taste it?
I was like, oh, yeah. It just seemed like it was tailed, ground up. There's no ingredients in it, right? It was like blood.
I guess there's like an oxtail.
I have a feeling that, you know, like sometimes we watch like Asian movies, and when Asians do satire, it's very like, right. You know, and so
it's still very media.
It's still very like, you know, like it involves a lot of pratfalls. It involves like overacting.
Yeah.
So then they put it in this movie, and whenever that shows up in this movie, and it's like him directing American actors, I don't think he got the tone right for the satire. That is my personal opinion on that. It made me cringe a little. Like,
imagine
sometimes.
how he coached them, how he directed those parts.
I think
it's really extreme.
I just feel like if I was directing a bunch of Korean actors and I didn't speak Korean and they were overacting, I wouldn't be able to tell. They would be like, and I'd be like, just great, cut, right? And then people in Korea are like, whoa, this was so badly acted, this movie.
Right.
And I'd be like, I don't know. I thought he did a good job. He looked sad, you know? Yeah. And so some of the acting is kind of like that to me. Like a little over.
Yeah. I mean,
that doesn't happen with Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson kept it pretty.
On his own thing.
He kept it right where it needed to be. He was right.
You know what? There were a couple of times when like Mickey 18 kind of blew up at Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
that was weird. When they were fighting and yeah, it was a little weird.
And he was just like, "You're such a
fucker." Okay.
That's
so 18 did a little bit.
That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, that was almost in there to just be like, you need something to showcase Robert's range.
I do like that when they were in the prison and 18 like was sniffing that thing.
That was
do it! Like that was
I can't be
yes.
Occasionally, Naomi Ackie would yell, and I'd be like, I don't know, I'd rather take it
really
better. You know, like because I want the emotion to match the scene. Sometimes the emotion didn't match the scene. The scene was like here, and the emotion was here. I'm like, there's no reason for her to be that mad.
All right, so how about the Mark Ruffalo comments?
I mean,
so funny
from that perspective.
He did the best he could doing like a pretend Trump. But yeah, once again, I'm not sure if Bong Joon-ho knows if that was good or not. I don't know.
It's also hard to say because like when you watch Trump, he's almost a satire of himself. It's almost like at some point he just decided that I'm going to just do Trump.
He's just playing the hits. He's giving people what they already think he is.
Because if you see old Trump stuff, he's more normal. And now he's like just doing Trump. He's just decided that that's how he's gonna like his whole presidency and everything is just doing Trump.
I think Mark has a lot of fun. He almost didn't have to be consistent.
I was fine watching him. He didn't make me
There was
mad.
at one point where
he found his way into it.
Where he licked his lips and the whole theater
just laughed.
He licked it at the beginning too. Like, he just kept doing it.
I was like, oh, it's such a funny lip lick.
I think it was successful how they make all of us get behind 17. Like no one would be like, oh, I'm for 18. Like something about 17 is just genuine enough that we're all like, oh, that guy needs to live.
Be a good guy.
I love Robert Pattinson. And then 18 sacrificed.
Yes.
Exactly. Mickey 17 is every Mickey.
Mickey 17 is all of us.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been 2 hours. I don't know. What do you think about that?
They tried to get, is it really 17 minutes?
It's 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Okay, that's
2:17. So I know we did it on
70
purpose.
minutes.
I get that.
If you get rid of the like subplot of the like having to wrap up the loan shark guy, then I think
it would have been 2 hours. Would have been
the title card comes in a good like 20 minutes in the movie.
That's true.
That's a late title card.
Yeah, that's very long pulled over.
And we're like, we're just starting.
It always worries me whenever there's a lot of that voiceover dialogue in a movie because sometimes I feel like you see some movies and they're just making up for like bad writing and bad.
They're like, this doesn't make sense. We gotta have him explain
somebody just talking.
Exactly.
And then, but this one, it was okay.
Yeah.
I think it works.
That is always, you know what? That's funny you say that because to me, it's always a bad sign when a movie starts with a voiceover.
Right.
Like if the very first thing you hear is like, I didn't know I would be here today. Like,
I see the script, actually.
It didn't make sense. They had to come back.
You're probably wondering how I got
Yeah, you're probably wondering how I
It's
got
like
here.
the meme, right? The Ryan Reynolds meme.
Yeah.
Of just like starting.
We did that to a movie that's
I know,
gonna get-
exactly.
Oh, is that from Free Guy?
No.
Oh. No, I mean, you're probably wondering how I got here.
No, it's from somewhere.
It's all of them.
It's so ubiquitous now.
But in this movie,
But he has said that in a movie. Ryan Reynolds has said, you're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that you think you remember because it happens from the like the dirty rat.
Probably just the mid-mobile commercial.
Is it the mid-mobile commercial?
It's been more.
His whole life.
You're probably wondering how I got here. He's got a phone. He could say that now. Is it just about the only stuff that's going? Yeah. You're probably wondering how we got here. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
6.5.
I'm gonna go 8 because I came here for fun and I got fun.
Okay. Lisa
That's
gave
all
it
I
8
can-
out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Tessa?
I'm so happy for you. That's
Our
awesome.
Redco reviews.
I was also going to say 6.5.
Okay.
I wanted more from the set. I think we only saw a few different.
That's a
Almost
good,
like interior
that's a
the
good
whole
point.
time.
That's a good point. It's a little
Yeah.
claustrophobic. You're like in that, you're in that place the whole time, and then like when you're outside, it's just snow.
I still appreciate it. I wouldn't say don't see it. I mean, you all have seen it if you watched this.
Oh, definitely see it.
But I give Nosferatu 6.5. I think I enjoyed this more. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh man, I want to talk about this part.
I did not like that movie.
It was pretty to look at, but
It looked nice.
It had nothing.
It was like a black light poster for a goth to
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
It had nothing new with that movie.
Nothing.
Okay.
Out of 10.
I was gonna say 6.5 as well, and then I was, maybe I'll drop it to 6. Oh, but now I think I'm gonna give it the 6.5 solely from the part where Toni Collette gets. What's that wrestling move that she does to her where she jumps on her,
she got
Figure 4.
jumps on her shoulders and then throws her down?
That was satisfying.
That stunt.
That was
Acting
satisfying.
in that part was great. Like, you saw her head go right down, so I'll give it a 6.5 for that. But I just feel like there's a lot more ceiling that they could go.
It's pretty
Yeah.
surface level.
Totally, yeah.
But considering where it started, it didn't go in. It stayed at the top, basically, to me.
Yeah.
There's so much more than we used to. John.
Don't be mad at my grade. Don't be mad. Let's give it a 5.9.
Wow, that's really precise.
That is very low for
I
John.
didn't realize
my
we were
God.
grading it that resolution.
You guys said 6.5.
I know, but you were like 5.9.
Yeah, but I can't do 5.9. I can't do 5.5 though. That sounds really low. I gotta be like, look, it's almost a 6.
But why don't you do this? What is the 0? What's the 0.1 of this?
Because there was like a good half-hour section in the middle where I wanted to leave, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
don't
walk
like
out on
doing
all
that.
of us.
Like I almost turned you and be like, do I hate this movie? And then it picked up.
Right.
Yeah.
And it also, by the time that section was over and you're like, okay, we're clearly in the final act, you kind of knew everything that was about to happen.
So I wanted something in this to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And there was no like, oh shit. It was just more like
Yeah.
like world building, but no twists.
Right.
Just constant world building. Almost like
think-
it was more.
That's why the first 20 minutes is even because it's a good. That's when
You needed
world
that.
building.
You need the world
right?
building.
And it's
It
fun.
can't be like world building.
Then
for
you
the whole
got like
movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it
okay.
takes
I have
the
another
cylinders
complaint too. I don't like the sets for the fort. I don't like the sets for the politicians.
The court was like a
The low
choir.
angle.
It just
Oh,
looked-
you mean the like high?
Yeah.
Like it's,
It looks
Like
like
a
Star
lecture
Trek.
hall.
it shows that everything's it's
It
confined
did look
space
like Star
and
Trek.
everything.
It was like the Klingons were like,
And
judging.
in
him,
that it
like,
looked
yeah.
really cheap. Like
Yeah,
it looked like
that's
like
it.
a TV show.
Yeah.
Like I did
It
not.
looked like the Federation.
What did you guys give it as a score for Parasite compared to this?
Wow.
Parasite, I gave
Out
it
of
10.
Like
9.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
go 8 on
10.
Parasite.
That's 10.
You just get high scores.
I said 5.9.
Parasite's
And
a
then
10.
Snowpiercer, I
It
gave
could not
Snowpiercer.
be
I gave
worse.
like 3.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I was not-
I don't think so.
Snowpiercers.
I mean, there's like a slow section in the beginning where you're waiting for stuff to happen in Parasite, but if you look at the whole movie, I feel like they needed that part, so I'll skip.
But you remember when you
I
watched
could make it a 9.5, I guess.
So you're watching Parasite, every twist of turn, you're like, oh, I can't believe there's a basement.
That movie.
I can't believe
Haven't
this.
seen it. Tess hasn't seen it.
There's a
There's
basement?
no basement in Parasite. But no. Parasite has moves. I will say it has moves.
Oh.
This is like straight ahead the whole time.
Exactly.
This thing happens. Where's the big twist where we find out that someone else has gone through the machine and no one knows, or some kind of thing? You know, like you know, they need a.
But even that, I guess, would be almost. You would almost expect that.
True. Why didn't they put one of those aliens through the machine? No, I'm just saying. There's so many things they could have done. Like, remember the movie The Fly? Remember Jeff Goldblum, The Fly? Remember that?
Hell yeah.
That movie just consistently raised the stakes the whole time. And this was just like, here's all the plot, here's the premise.
Yeah.
And then we got a plateau for like 2 hours. And then we're just gonna do that.
That's why I'm not sure if I wanted to review it, because I feel like the more we talk about it, it's gonna be like...
Yeah, I would agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say with the set thing, I think they purposely made him look kind of cheesy to kind of show
like the chords and stuff.
Yeah, to kind of show like
how clownish
this whole
the entire
system
thing
is bullshit. You know, like
That's
I think
what
he was
I
kind of going. For
Okay,
that.
I can see that. Where is that taking place? That stuff is that on Earth?
No.
That's
That's
just
on the
space.
ship, which is probably why it's so enclosed.
It doesn't even look like the rest of the ship. The rest of the ship was so blue and brown and green. I almost thought that was Earth again. It was
Except
so like
for
Well, it's got to be
Mark Ruffalo
red and
Toni
gold,
Collette,
yeah.
like,
It's got to be like Justice.
Okay, we have to wrap it up.
this is
Before
kind of
we rip it
you know
apart
what?
and
This is
everyone's
kind of
just
a
like,
combination
take back the
of
Yeah.
Snowpiercer and Oncha.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's a class movie with these like highs and lows and an animal that they want to make food.
Right.
Sure.
And then in a low space in snow.
Yeah.
Snowy planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, let's put all my movies in one and like, get Robert Pattinson.
It sucks
and
to
Brad
say
Pitt is
I
like,
would not
that's
watch
not
it again.
I was thinking
That's
that
what
it's
you're-
not a rewatch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's a real shame because there are moments in it that I do want to see again, and then there's parts where I'm like, I would like when we go outside, like look at my phone and then come back in.
But I don't want to spoil it for, like, if people haven't seen it, they should see.
There's something so corny about them running with the baby to this creature. It's like,
yeah.
it's so like
this.
Zuko or Luco or Luca.
Oh my
I'm
god!
like,
funny.
that's what that translates to? The
That was funny. There we go. There we go.
Oh my
in English
God.
it's Luke.
I wish then we might as well put
Italian?
full satire just like Bill
Right.
or Robert.
Yeah.
Like, no, Bill.
I thought it was campy and
Fred.
fun.
Yeah.
Like, how is that even?
Luca.
I feel like it was campy and fun, like Starship Troopers.
There was some Starship Troopers, 100%. When he was being dragged, that reminded me of the scene with the brain bug in Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Well, see, exactly. That movie is a satire, and there's all these little twists, and the military is trying to destroy them, and they're just getting their limbs ripped off.
Right.
And it's almost like a satire of like a Nazi recruitment video where they're like, "Will you sign up?
Exactly.
You want to become a citizen?" Yeah, it's very.
They commit to the satire.
Yeah, it got very earnest. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, save these creatures. Are you all vegans? I'm a vegan. Like, it just felt very, like, messagey.
Okay,
Too.
speaking of earnest, Naja did love every version of Mickey. Like, and they might be different, and I wonder how the old ones are.
I think that's what-
Personality-wise, might be different.
Yeah.
What makes you want to meet all of them?
It makes me wonder if like that's the reason why she engaged with him, because she was like, "Can you like being with a new person each time?" And like she felt sorry for him at first, and then she was like, "No, look, like,
It reminded me of Terry Gilliam, too.
I was thinking that.
Reminded me of
the,
Brazil or 12 Monkeys.
the dinner scene when all the doctors run out, like
Yeah.
they're just behind the convenient door.
Yeah.
That was so Terry Gilliam.
That was very Terry
And then the
Gilliam.
lighting in that scene too. Was,
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I say hi.
cool."
Come into the thing.
Sure, yeah.
What's going on, man?
Not much.
It's good to see you.
Hello.
Thank you for you.
Yes.
Did you see?
Not yet,
Yeah.
not
I'm
yet.
gonna see it.
So don't even watch this until you can see it. And then
Right.
we'll end your part.
And this is all cold.
I'll see you next weekend.
Oh, good.
Nice guest
See
starring.
you. Alright, that's it.
Is there an outro?
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you guys think of the movie?